Hello my friends, I wanted to do a new card for you today. We've been sick, so I haven't really been able to do much. So I'm finally getting around to feeling better, everybody in the house, and I can do a card. So here's what we're going to be making today. We're going to do different colors, but close to the same thing that I have right here. Are you ready? So, first of all, I die cut the base of the card. Here's my die that I got, and then I'm using the precision base plate because when you have something this intricate, you definitely want to have something more than just regular cutting dies, because they don't quite do it. A lot of these places end up not being cut. So the way you use it is this will go with the die against it because it's going to cut into it. Then you put your cutting plate on it and run it through. I already did it to save some time. So I'm going to let that down. Save these little flowers that are on here. That's what I used actually right in here to make this flower. So don't throw them away. You can put them together and make a flower out of them. So all these little pieces, I'm gonna put them on a little piece of paper here. That way I can reuse them. You can look back onto the die to see how they were, to copy the flower, or you can come up with your own. Totally up to you. So save these. I didn't want to throw them away, so I can show you what it looks like, and then go back and do them if I decide to put the flowers back together and how many and so on. So let me do this real quickly here. Get this all cleaned up. I do have the mat to do this that I could be just using. I didn't think of bringing it, so maybe next time. Okay, all these little ones I'm not going to save. Might have a few missed on here, but okay. I'll clean the die later. See how many little ones are on there? All these little ones. So these bigger ones, I might use them as to make little flowers out of. Let's get all of these poked out real quick. And the thing is, even with the precision base plate, I still tend to run through definitely more than once to make sure it's all cut well. Also, if you turn it around to the other side, to the back side, you can see when it's cut and when it's not. Because the front might be, but if it doesn't go all the way through to the other side, then that's not a good thing. Sorry about all these little doodads on here. Just want to make sure I get them all off. I try not to go too long. But that's what makes this die so beautiful. That's what I love about it. I'm almost done, just a few more to go here. Okay. It looks like I got them all. Let's throw these away so it's not in the way. Makes great confetti. Okay, so let's keep going. So here's I'll put a white paper so you can see what it turned out to be. Look how beautiful that is. Ooh, but I fell in love when I saw this die, and it looks beautiful in so many different colors. Like royal blue is gorgeous. You can do gold. You can do just white. I mean, it's just beautiful. Anyways, let's keep going. So when I used the die, I'm gonna try to see. Yeah, you can see there's a line going through right here where the die ended. That was the edge of the die. It makes a perfect folding line. You can either go back with your tool, lay down like this, line it up to where the line is, go over it with your scoring guide, and it'll make it even easier for you. And then fold right on that line. Ta-da! That's how quick and easy. Okay, why I'm even doing this die, decorative die, is I ended up looking to see ideas of what I can find of people doing with it, because the problem that you always run into, most of the US paper is 12 by 12 and not longer. So what you end up not being able to do is to fold this over and have enough room. This is only, I think, like 8.5, just about, a little bit less than 8.5 inches, and so that doesn't quite make it the 5 by 5 that I'd like in this card. Makes it shorter than what I'd like by about 1.5 inches. That's how come I ended up with this yellow one right here on this one, because I put another sheet of just yellow and have the little piece sticking out. So that's an option that I came up with. What I've seen also, some people cut right here so they have an edge, and then they glue it onto a different base that will be long enough, that has the full length to it, and then they fold it in half. So I'm going to show you this option today. So I want this card to be at the end, it will be 6 this way, 6 inches, and then this way it's going to be 5. Why I did it 5 is because it will fit into my envelope then, like that. See? If I'd make it any wider, it'd be too wide and I wouldn't fit it into an A7 envelope. 6 is the length of the die, so that's why I ended up going with that. You could make it wider a little bit, but there's not that much room, and I didn't think it was a need for it to go about doing it that way. So let's score at 5 inches this way from the folded line. So we're going to line that up right there on the folded line. You can even fold it this way so you got the exact 5. Bend it over and score. Let's fold it over. I was going to share one trick with you guys of using my little nail file. I get these, I forget to bring them when I get my nails done, so I end up with quite a few of them. So this is my sanding gadget actually. So when my blade ends up not quite cutting perfect like I would like it, like you can see it here, what I do is I just go over and sand the edge. That's just little tears of paper that didn't get cut off. So I just go over and finish off the edge and make it all nice and beautiful. This way I don't have to change the blade after 3 times cutting. I can keep using the same blade over and over because it still cuts. It's just the edge bothers me, so what I do is just go back and fix it. Look at this edge now. See how much more beautiful? Oh, I forgot to do it here, but makes it a straight, perfect one. So that's the trick I was going to share with you guys, how I fix the edge if my blade is not perfectly sharp anymore. Also, the die, if your paper is even just a tiny bit too long, you can always adjust the corners here. Or if you're making paper longer, you will end up having to go back and cut the sides anyways to make them fit. So this is basically our base. There's nothing fancy to it when you make it all gray. So what I did is I cut a white piece of paper that will go right on top here. I'm gonna leave the edge in gray because that, if you put it all white like this, it's okay, but it's not, it doesn't look fancy. When I slide it over just a little bit, look how much better that looks. Because of the gray right on the edge, it balances it out on both sides. Okay, so to glue this on, remember, this piece is going to be hanging off. So make sure you're not putting any tape on here. So what I did, I put the tape on this edge here, because that's the one that's going to be laying on the gray. Then I went and put a piece of tape right on the edge of the gray right here. Because this way I'll know it'll go exactly to the point it needs to go. And then also on the gray I can actually see about and stop about a little less than 1/4 of an inch from the edge. Because on the white it'll be a lot harder to know how far to go on there, so it's a lot easier here. Then what we will do is use another one right in the middle there. Let's take all of this stuff off here. So now the way we line it up, pull that down with the piece on the white that has the tape. We put it down here. I actually wear the folded line. It's a nice guide for me how far to go on here. And right on there. There you go. So now, instead of having the gray blend in like this, see how it blends? With the white, it makes it stand out. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, and we got this gray line here. Now, let's finish this off with doing some happy birthday words. My paper cardstock that I used is this pearlescent one. And so when I opened it, it comes with these tabs in here. Let me see, right here. See how this extra? I just used that since it's the same color to cut out the words. So let's do that real quick. Can I cut out the words? Let's grab the pieces of tape. And then let's cut it out. Okay. So let's poke that out. There's the birthday. Let's cut out the other end. And here's my birthday. See, it worked out perfect. It seems like a piece of something you throw away, but it works just fine. Let's poke these few little things on here out. Okay, so let's throw this away. And then here's my words. Happy birthday. I kept deciding if I wanted the opposite, having happy here and then birthday. So you can do it this way instead. That might be something you might like more. So here's the front of our card. Quick, simple, and beautiful. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to do a little bit on the inside. So when we open up, this is what we have. You could leave it just like it is, but some people might want to have a message that they want to write down in the middle. So I forgot to tell you the length of this little piece here. I forgot. It is 6, since that's how big the die is, and then it is 4 3/4 of an inch the other way. So that's that piece there. Let's put this aside. So I cut out another piece out of white to put right in the middle here. This one is gonna go like this, but before we do that, there's a couple of things. Let me tell you, it is 4.5 by 5.5, and I got Tim Holtz Hickory Smoke ink. I'm gonna use it to do the edges to kind of make it a little less so white. But if you do it like this, where you're using the ink right away, be very careful because it's quite dark, so just do a tiny bit, don't do much. But you can also go back with something else and do the edge. So I'm going to do it this way because it is pretty dark. Like this. You can grab something with felt on it or anything and then just do the edges just a lot lighter. Tim Holtz has his tools also to do this. But this is another option you have to do if you don't have his. Okay, so that's good enough. I'm not going to do much more. So here's the piece we have. So when you put it against here, you can really see the edges. Okay, let's tape this on. Real quick. And then I'll show you how I put together the little flower. In the middle, take these off, glue them on, and then just center it in the little square inside. Okay, let's get this on here. Okay, so here we go, here's that. Now just to add a little bit more to it, we can put the flower on. Take a die, I'll put it right in front of me and look at this big flower. I'm going to try to kind of copy it over, so let's find those pieces here. So there's that one, then we have this one right here. And then this one with leaving spaces that originally came in between there. And then this piece. And this one right here. Okay, see how fast the flower came together? And then, can you turn this one a bit more towards the center? And then we have this one petal right here. Okay, so there's that. And then you can add more if you want of the other pieces that originally came, like this one right here. I want somewhere either here or there. Okay, let's glue these on so they don't move around. And then we'll use some stickles in the middle to do the center of the flower. Okay, let's get this one in there. Now we've got one more petal to do. Take the little tip. Sorry about that. Maybe it's being funny. And there's this. And then we can add as many pieces from this stash I have here as I want. Any extra glue you can always pick up with your finger like that. You can always go back and do any extra glue. Then I always have a little jar of pre-cut little leaves in there, so I can go in my little stash, pick any kind of flower I want, not flower, the leaf, and just put it on there. I can do a bigger one, I can do a little one. And don't forget to draw on here. There's the little mat that comes with this. This. Right there. That came with my tools. And you just draw on there the center and then the little lines going into different directions. And then this one is kind of already double sided. It has a sticky side to it, so I'm going to use that. And fold the tip a bit back and then the edges to give it more of a 3D look. And then we'll put this right in there. And actually, I might do two. Let's do another one real quick. Draw the center, the lines. Fold the tips, the edges. It gives it more of a looking, and then fold it in the middle. Take it off. Okay, this one's giving me a harder time. There we go. Okay, I'll put this one right here. Like that. And then just use some stickles. I have some yellow stickles. And put little dots in the middle. Make sure with stickles you really let it dry. Okay, and there's your finished card. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos that come out. There's the little flower. And also, come check out my shop at lilyoftheval77.etsy.com. Buy some beautiful cards that I make. I'm not going to fully close it because it's going to ruin the little dots we just did, but there's that. And then we'll put on the happy birthday words when it's all dry. And you'll have a card like this. I also have this little thing here. The way I did it is I embossed with clear embossing powder. I tried something new. I used the die to actually emboss with. So I used my Versamark, inked it up, and stamped it. I used the Misty and I have a Tim Holtz one that I used the platform to stamp it with. I just used double-sided tape on here to stick it on, since that won't cling like a regular cling. So I just put some tape, got it on there, inked it up a few times, and then that's how it turned out. And some stickles, of course, to match it all up. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.